The mustache warmonger who tried to drag us into every conflict finally got what was coming. FBI agents stormed John Bolton's home, seizing phones, computers, and files marked Trump 1 through 4. An espionage investigation is now active against the man who leaked, schemed, and betrayed the America First movement. But Bolton's not the only swamp creature feeling the heat. The same FBI agents who terrorized Trump allies are getting fired and investigated themselves. Peter Navarro, who they threw in leg irons and prison, is now watching his persecutors face justice. The tables have turned in Washington, and the hunters have become the hunted. What they found in Bolton's house will shock you. Keep on watching. Now, let me ask you something. If you've built up $100,000 or more in investments, do you really want all of it riding on the stock market? Think about it. Banks, billionaires, even entire countries loading up on physical gold and silver. Why? Because when markets swing, real assets hold their value. That's why I want to tell you about Noble Gold Investments. They make it simple to own investment-grade gold and silver, the same kind that big players are buying. And you can actually hold it in your hand or put it safely in your retirement account. I trust my friends at Noble Gold Investments. Visit them today. It's linked below, nextnewsgold.com, or call that number, 877-646-5347, and tell them that Gary Franchi sent you. Now, we're learning more details about the John Bolton FBI raid. New details here. John Bolton under investigation for espionage. Events 2 years prior to his book publication. A lot of people were speculating that there were items in his book. Well, now we're learning 2 years before this. Here is the document, application for the warrant by telephone or other reliable electronic means. The basis for a search, evidence of a crime, contraband, fruits of a crime, other items illegally possessed, properly designed or used, intended for use in committing a crime. This is the warrant. So what did they take from John Bolton's house? Binders of statements and reflections to Allied strikes. Folders of typed documents labeled Trump 1 through 4. What were in those folders? Was he building a dossier on Donald Trump? 3 computers, 3 hard drives, and 2 iPhones. He's under investigation for illegally transmitting classified documents. Here you can see the handwritten notes of what was taken from his home. Doge police blotter. Trump derangement syndrome afflicted Johnny the Jackal Bolton. Here's what FBI agents took from his house in Bethesda, Maryland. Federal agents seized 3 computers, 2 iPhones, reams of documents in former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton's house during their August 22nd raid, according to court records, which revealed that the treasonous 76-year-old Trump derangement syndrome afflicted traitor could soon face charges that may land him in prison for more than a decade. They raided his home in Bethesda and D.C. and his office as part of the investigation into allegations he snuck national security files out of the White House during Trump's first term by emailing them to family members on a private server. In addition to the high-tech hardware, agents confiscated 2 USB drives, a hard drive, 4 boxes of printed daily activities, typed documents and folders labeled Trump 1 through 4, and a white binder labeled Statements and Reflections to Allied Strikes, according to inventory made public on Thursday. The warrant also revealed that Johnny the Jackal Bolton is being looked at for allegedly violating 2 sections of the Espionage Act of 1917, forbidding unauthorized possession or removal of national defense information, and another law preventing hoarding of classified files. If tried and convicted on all counts, he could face up to 25 years behind bars. The longtime diplomat has not yet been arrested or charged with the crime. Federal investigators shelved the case during cadaver Joe Biden's administration, leaving current FBI Director Kash Patel to reopen the probe upon learning of its existence about a month after taking office. Oh, so the case was actually started during Biden, but they put it on the back shelf. Kash Patel picking it up. Now, President Trump's Justice Department is questioning whether cadaver Joe Biden's FBI decision not to pursue the case against one of the most staunch Trump foreign policy critics was politically motivated. Quote, the Biden administration had probable cause to know he had taken material that was detrimental to the national security of the United States, and they made no effort to retrieve it. A senior FBI official told the New York Post after the raid. Goes on. Here is more clarity. So this is the list of items. A black iPhone in a black case, white binder, labeled statements and reflections to Allied strikes, typed documents in folders labeled Trump 1 through 4, 4 boxes containing printed daily actions, a hard drive, a Dell Precision Tower computer, 3620, SanDisk 64 gigabyte USB drive, SanDisk 64 USB drive, silver Dell XPS laptop with cables, and a silver Dell Inspiron 2330 computer. That's what they took. Let's see how MSNBC is spinning this.
A former Trump. New details about what the FBI seized during a search of the home and office of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. NBC's Tom Winter is following this for us. What can you tell us, Tom?
So, Chris, these documents were unsealed as a result of an effort by NBC News and other media news organizations asking the court, because in the District of Maryland, where this search and Bolton lives within the confines of that jurisdiction, we are able to get the search warrant returns, basically what they took. And you're looking at it right there on screen. The several cell phones, several computers, several USB drives, and then a white binder labeled Statements and Reflections to Allied Strikes, typed documents and folders labeled Trump 1 through 4. This document might be more notable for the information contained on the first page, which says that the FBI is searching for evidence that may show he illegally gathered, transmitted, or lost defense information, or engaged in unauthorized removal and retention of classified documents or materials. That's what it says the reason for this search in the first place.
New details about what the FBI seized during a search of the home and office of former.
Let's keep going here. More. The treason in black and white. James O'Keefe's media group. National Security Investigative Journalist Paul Sperry confirms Trump's National Security Advisor John Bolton received classified memo summarizing an explosive report exposing how Barack Obama fabricated the Trump-Russia intelligence, but instead of briefing the sitting president of the United States, Bolton, as a loyal, obedient traitor, locked it away in a NSC safe. This is Amjad Fasisi, senior CIA intelligence officer, 10 years of service at the CIA and top secret sensitive compartmentalized information clearance, caught on hidden camera. The higher-ups in the intel community, including CIA directors Mike Pompeo and Gina Haspel, and the upper levels of their staff, colluded to withhold information from the President of the United States. A criminal investigation into Bolton was first opened during the first Trump administration over his book, but it was dropped by the Biden criminal enterprise in 2021. Investigation opened by Kash Patel at the direction of the Trump administration.
How long have you been working at the CIA?
2008.
Okay.
I also worked at NSA though. And then I have a TS-SCI with a full scope polygraph. That means that I'm fully vetted.
Amjad Fasisi shows her his CIA identification badge.
No, where does it say?
Does it?
Hey, that's the point.
That's the point.
What's CMC?
China Mission Center, darling. That's my mission center.
Gotcha.
Amjad talks about how the CIA kept information from Trump.
Like working?
We kept information from him.
Say one more time.
We kept information from him.
From Trump?
Yes. He's an idiot. And there are certain people that would give him a high-level overview but never give it any details. Do you know why? It's called leak those details.
Amjad Fasisi states the higher-ups within the intel community, including CIA directors Mike Pompeo and Gina Haspel, and the upper levels of their staffs colluded to withhold information from sitting President Trump.
So the agencies kind of like all got together and said, we're not going to tell Trump.
The higher-ups.
The higher-ups.
We put it this way, the executive staff.
We have some more here. FBI seizing phones, files, computer equipment during the Bolton raid. John Solomon confirming as well. Kash Patel's FBI officially investigating Bolton for criminally mishandling U.S. national defense information involving classified documents. The partially redacted search warrant confirms ongoing espionage investigation into John Bolton. Here is the search warrant application right there. Okay, now I want to shift gears to Peter Navarro. This thread that he posted caught my attention this morning, and I want to bring it to yours. Let's hear what he has to say about it.
2016. Hey, Peter Navarro, direct from the White House. About a month ago, I had this hot thread for you on this FBI agent, Walter Giardina. This not only was the guy who put me in leg irons at that circus arrest at Reagan. Turns out he was also involved in just about every conspiracy against Donald John Trump dating back from 2016 all the way, including the Russia hoax. Now, here's this new thread. You got to see this. It's amazing. This guy's father-in-law is Larry Potts. Who's that? Used to be the number 2 guy at the FBI way back when, and he was there overseeing things during the 2 bloodiest incidents ever in FBI history, Waco and Ruby Ridge. Wow. That was this guy, Larry Potts. So you got Potts, the Giardina. You got to see this thread. Can't miss it. Navarro from the White House out. Hey, Peter.
All right, so we've got the thread. We're going to break it down. It blew my mind, the connections that these people have. Okay, where's the thread? Peter Navarro, I'm your wake-up call. If they can come for me and Steve Bannon, they can come for Donald Trump, they can come for all of us. We must not let us stand. Lock them up. Navarro at the FBI, the rotten apple doesn't fall far from the tree, from the Daily Caller. Well, here's our own Tom McCullough with Peter Navarro at the White House. Okay, let's get to, there's what President Trump posting this on X today. Adam Schiff not pleased.
Of the federal government brought down on them. Anyone who stands up to the president, anyone who criticizes the president, anyone who says anything adverse to the president's interests gets the full weight of the federal government brought down on them.
Oh, man, President Trump. Okay, so here is the thread. One FBI, 2 bad apples, both from the same family. Recently fired Special Agent Walter Giardina, who orchestrated my wrongful arrest, and his father-in-law, former FBI Deputy Director Larry A. Potts. The chilling saga of 2 disgraced agents linked by blood who have forever stained the Bureau's reputation. The bad apple, Larry Potts, was FBI's number 2, demoted after 2 of the bloodiest failures in Bureau history, Ruby Ridge and Waco. Who could ever forget those moments? At Ruby Ridge, Potts was in the oversight chain when the FBI adopted special rules of engagement stating any armed adult male could and should be shot. It was a license to kill. Randy Weaver's 14-year-old son shot dead. Vicky Weaver shot in the head, holding her infant daughter. Potts didn't receive as much as a censure until 1995 and was still promoted that same year to deputy director by his friend FBI Director Louis Freeh. Apparently, it rolls uphill at the FBI.
I said, Dad, what happened? And he said, I've been shot. And, at this point, my mom had stepped out of the door and she was screaming, what happened, and get in the house. And we all get piled up in front of the door and I hear what is like a gunshot going off in my ear. And Mom just drops to my side. I knew what had happened to her immediately. I thought it was the end for all of us at that point.
Sarah's mother, Vicky, took a fatal shot to the head as she held the family's 10-month-old baby in her arms.
I said, Dad, what?
I interviewed Randy Weaver a long time ago. Then came Waco in 1993. A 51-day siege, armored vehicles, tear gas. It ended in a massive fire. 76 men, women, children died. Potts helped oversee that debacle. Facing backlash, Freeh demoted the same friend he had just promoted. But it wouldn't be Potts' last scandal. Pottsgate soon followed. To expense attendance at Potts' lavish retirement dinner, FBI senior managers created fake paperwork for a fake ethics conference at Quantico, GIO, to investigate FBI travel vouchers. Peter Navarro continues, falsify records as a field agent, you're fired. Do it for your boss's party, you get a wrist slap and a pension. Potts retired in 97. The rot and corruption that defined his tenure remained. So here's your can't make this up part. Potts is the father-in-law of Walter Giardina, the same FBI agent who staged my handcuffs, leg irons, and circus airport arrests in 2022. Whistleblowers, backed by documents released by Senator Chuck Grassley, have linked Giardina to the Steele dossier, Crossfire Hurricane, the Mueller probe, the Egypt Red Messari hoax, and Operation Arctic Frost. So his father-in-law oversees some of the bloodiest moments in American history against Americans. And now, this guy linked to all of these scandals that we've been constantly covering. Giardina allegedly vouched for the fabricated Hillary-funded Steele dossier, served on Mueller's special counsel witch hunt team, allegedly may have wiped his bureau-issued laptop, then staged my circus-style airport ambush for the cameras. Turns out Giardina is at the center of nearly every lawfare attempt to stop Trump. Senator Grassley once named Larry Potts a symbol of toxic FBI culture. Now he's blown the whistle on Potts' own son-in-law, Giardina. 2 decades apart, same senator, same warnings, same bureau rot, same family names. You can't make this up. This is not just about me or President Trump. It's about lawless, unaccountable FBI and the corrupt political protection racket it became. We must not let that stand. Lock them up and start with an investigation of Walter Giardina. And he goes to his Daily Caller piece I showed you the headline for. Let's see. We have, I think there's some more here. Okay, yeah, here's some more from Peter Navarro in August 8th. FBI's Walter Giardina ran my circus arrest at Reagan Airport, slapped me in a leg iron, lied to a grand jury, put me in prison, and tried to jail Trump in the Russia hoax. I got prison. He got fired. Time to investigate his weaponized ass. Posting fire, FBI's Walter Giardina circus arrest. Doge AI, Walter Giardina wasn't some martyr. He was a key operator in the FBI's politicized targeting of Trump allies. His termination for lack of impartiality confirms systemic abuse under prior leadership. Walter, American Warrior, writes, Walter Giardina is the poster child of weaponized law enforcement. This, on August 9th, FBI Director Kash Patel has fired deep state special agent Walter Giardina, who was involved in investigations targeting Trump, but nothing is happening. Here's the letter. This document, this was the FBI notice to Giardina, provides official notice that you are being dismissed from your position at the FBI and removed from service under my authority as the FBI director, effective immediately. You have exercised poor judgment, lack of impartiality in carrying out duties leading to the political weaponization of the government, pursuant to Article 2 of the United States Constitution and the laws of the United States. Your employment with the Federal Bureau of Investigation is hereby terminated. If applicable, you may have a right to file an appeal of this removal with the U.S. Merit Systems Protection Board within 30 days of the effective date of the removal action. For more information on how to file an appeal, please visit mspb.gov. Sincerely yours, Kash Patel, FBI Director. But something more needs to be done. A serious investigation into his crimes against President Trump and Peter Navarro. Just what's happening with John Bolton. It's all connected. It's all connected. These are all the deep state actors who are now finally facing justice. So if you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So justice is a beautiful thing. John Bolton, the warmonger who wanted your kids dying in endless wars, now faces espionage charges. And those Trump files the FBI sees, they're evidence of his betrayal. Meanwhile, the FBI agent who slapped Peter Navarro in leg irons just got fired by Kash Patel. The same deep state operatives who weaponize our justice system are learning what accountability looks like. Bolton's connected to the whole rotten network. From the Russia hoax to the persecution of Trump allies, now he's looking at federal prison while Navarro walks free, warning us. If they can come for me and Bannon and Trump, they can come for all of us. Not anymore. The hunters have become the hunted. So here's my question. Should deep state operatives who weaponize the FBI face the same treatment they gave others? Drop a yes or no. Let's continue this conversation in the comments below. And make sure you check out shop.nextnewsnetwork.com for gear that celebrates this historic reckoning.